Okay, we're here with some more live and direct action, and today our guest is going to be the one and only Bruce Irons, and I'd like to call him one of my dearest friends, somebody I've been through a lot with, good, the bad, the ugly, and so he's recently, back from some recovery, and we're just going to get into our relationship, his life, what are some of his ups and downs, and some of his most special moments as a child, as a pro surfer, and really just dig into the old Bruce. So I'm going to hit him up and hopefully he answers. Let's see here. There it is there. Boom, bam. Okay, we're on. What?
What's up, Nate?
What's up there, big bad Bruce?
What's up?
Looking all fit and healthy. I'm gonna turn off. How do you turn off the camera over here? I'm gonna turn off my camera so I don't have to see it. So, bam, there you go. I'm on. Oh, that's a nice crotch shot. Looking good. Well,
I don't see you.
I know that was so we don't gotta stare at me because it's about you.
All right.
So, so what's the deal? First of all, thank you so much for answering and being able to do this, and I'm so glad to see you back sane and normal. And I think the whole world really wants to hear from the big bad Bruce. So we're gonna rip into this.
What are we gonna talk about, Nate?
Well, first of all, what are we gonna talk about? I mean, if you really want to dig into it, uh, I'm just gonna say, what was it like growing up with Andy Irons for a brother and being his younger brother? Because I was a younger brother too, and it was a lot of trials and tribulation, but it made me the person I am. So I feel like, well,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, like being younger brothers. Um, you know, that's why I your brother's surfing and you're surfing really paved the way for me and my brother in the movies that your dad made. But yeah, I guess me and you had a kind of a similar connection just because of the younger brother thing. Growing up with two older brothers that were super radical. you know, like underneath them growing up is it's a lot to deal with physically, emotionally, everything.
yeah.
Don't you think?
Oh God, I was gonna say the word radical too. Yeah, two radical older brothers paving just a blazing a trail of fury, and then
You're just right behind them on their coattails, but like thinking it's all everything's a okay, but really, it's just like controlled man
yeah,
in a sense.
yeah. I always refer to my brother too as a child, which I told you earlier, and I could uh, attest this to you and your brother, but he was supernatural, and there was these years where everything he was doing was just insane, and it was crazy to be the younger brother and see that and know that you'll never have, like, I don't know, maybe not that ability or just that sense of just the extra, and just just everything was just happening, and it was just crazy, but it was all normal too and making sense, and just so much good was happening, and then so much radical, and then there was some, obviously, some bad in there, and it's weird how.
How was it like Christian's your brother, like growing up underneath like his like what was going on with him, like you're watching that stuff, like what I mean, he was like, whoa, where did like him start thinking like, oh, I'm gonna start doing judos on waves and stuff, like where did was that he was skating and stuff, like because I remember like watching videos when I was younger, me and my brother, and like when that Wave Warriors 3 video came out, and I remember seeing like Christian's part and Archie's part where like he's doing like Archie did like this nuts like rail slide at Trussell's. We're like, whoa. And then Christian did this reverse. We're like, whoa. And he's doing airs. We're like, whoa. Like, wow, what's going on there? Like, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's where I think the supernatural kicked in. I think it was skating and just where his mind was. Definitely skating, and then also too, my dad used to take us to the skate parks and be like, "Oh, airs are coming." We'd go with my dad and Jason Jesse to this park called the Big O, and it was like the music was changing, and so just the whole mindset, everything was kind of radical. It was normal though back then. I feel like everything's gone so conservative because everybody knows so much with the information with phones and all
Yeah.
that.
I just feel like that at that moment in time, like your dad, your dad really harnessed it, the level of surfing. Like, you know what I mean? Like on and captured it on film, and like with the music, and like elevated surfing right then and there with, with that movie and the songs and the way of surfing. It created this created how, me and my brother surfed. And
Yeah.
all of my friends that were watching the video with us, we're just psyching on it every day. Like, we just wanted to go, go big and fast and hard, you know?
Yeah, go big and fast and hard. That was kind of the era of that. That's what I mean. It's gotten so much more. Everybody had to slow down a little bit just to catch up and like kind of got normalized. Like even my brother would do stuff and it's like people would say, "Oh, that's not a surfing maneuver. That's this and that. That's not cool. That doesn't have style." But now you open, well, there's no magazines open, but you see a video part and that's what everybody's doing. And it was just,
Yeah, your brother got the short end of the stick on this whole deal. Like, if you look at surfing nowadays, like everyone surfs, them going above the lip, and like your brother was the person like that put that thing on stamp. You know what I mean? Like in that body glove contest at Lowers when he won like $32,000, seven.
yeah, yeah, the most prize
You
money
know what I
ever
mean?
at the time.
Yeah, like I want to say like when he was hunting airs there, and it seems like it was new to the whole scene, and they did not know how to like accept it. They just had to score it. You know what I mean? And then after that, like he won that event, and then like what happened like there, like what happened there?
Well, nothing. It took 20 years for people to understand what was happening. But that's, like I want to say too, like anybody that's really great like that, in a sense, it's like a person like Da Vinci, like you don't ever get recognized till 200 years after you're dead or whatever. And the great artists, it's the same way. They're like, oh, look, the Mona Lisa or something. But that guy, he never probably got paid in his life for doing art.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so like, yeah, so the mindset of Christian, like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, like people are just carving, trimming, doing this and that, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go up and over.
Yeah.
And he was doing like even board spins in like I want to say late '80s, and like
Yeah.
guys
Definitely.
still they only just now like I mean like Noah Dean and Chipper Wilson, like those guys got it, like Cremo was doing little pop shove-its and stuff, but like Noah Dean, Chippa, they figured it out and they
Yeah.
got it. You know what I mean?
And that's funny too, because like if I was talking to Danny Way and it was about like, the mega ramp and this and that, and it's funny because if the wheels didn't go small and the boards get real small in skateboarding, they would have never got that control. And so it's like things have to go really small or start on a elementary scale to be able to bring it to like a mega ramp,
It's like going from caveman to the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Okay, so
I know what
that's
you're talking about.
That's great. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about or ask you, pick your brain, was on contests and stuff. I never really looked at you like a contest guy. You always tried hard and you were on tour and this and that. But I've told you, I don't know how many times, but more than hundreds. Uh, is I feel like you're a specialty event guy because you've won all the biggest, gnarliest contests like the Pipe Masters and the Eddie, and when it really came down to it, Padang. Um, and so it's funny you weren't really cut out for the tour because I feel like your personality, like your brother had that real competitive thing. But then if it really comes down to the gnarliest ones, you've actually won all those ones. And so it's interesting to see that you're not like a normal contest surfer. You wait for the Big Bang Theory.
The Big Bang Theory. To tell you the truth, I was not a good competitive surfer at all. I was not. Um, Pipe Masters, yeah, Eddie Aikau, that's just different. But like as a surfing competitor, I wasn't a good competitive surfer. I thought too much. I thought about what everyone thought too much, and that was in my head a lot. Sure, like a lot of surfers are like that, but um, I watched the people on tour and the way they surf now, like Gabriel and John and everyone. Those guys, they're competitors. They can surf the wave. They can just really surf the whole wave. Me, I was more just like I was doing competition because my brother was doing it. When I was younger, and I was just like I just wanted to have fun, and I just I never thought surfing was gonna take me to.
Oh, that's you getting a call.
Yeah, I didn't think surfing was gonna take us to where it did, but it's, but my brother, goddamn, sure was determined to be.
Yeah.
He knew what he wanted. I didn't know what I wanted. I wanted what he wanted. I guess I wanted to follow what he was doing, and he was determined to like be the. He wanted to be the best surfer in the world. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I
he
feel
wanted
like
what they had.
it
He
got
wanted to get out of where we're at. He wanted what they had. He wanted to take it. And shit, I was just trying to like keep up,
God, he did a good job at that.
follow.
Yeah. That's the younger
You
brother
know?
syndrome. Okay.
Yeah, brother.
So, on that same note too, we're working with Derek Hoffman, but he has all the footage from the OP Boat Challenge, and he just said what a great contest that was. And I think
Yeah.
Aki might have won it, but how was that contest?
I enjoy like that type of environment scenario. Like that was more that OP boat. That was an amazing trip. That was I wasn't on even. I was young. I wasn't on tour, and who is this? Me, my brother Sonny, Aki, Tim Kern, Shano,
Couple
Shane
of
Veshin. But yeah, like just pulling up on the. That's just like surfing really good waves with. That was amazing. You know what I mean? Like being young and getting it to a place in your surfing, you're like, oh, I'm finally at a point to where like, ooh, I can battle with these guys, and now we're in a really good arena out in the middle of nowhere. And these guys that I've watched videos, looked up to my whole life, now they're my comrades, friends. You know what I mean? Like I'm just the whole thing is you're just tripping like wow, like look where I'm at, and your skill level, is you're on point, and the waves are good. It's like let's that's an arena for competition that I like, like and just that trip was amazing. You know what I mean? With Aki, my brother Shane, Hobgood was with us. No Can Dewey. I think we had a 4 hour heat at No Can Dewey. It was that was yeah like that's the kind of contest I like, a 4 hour heat at No Can Dewey.
That's insane.
And
And
but like the competition grind that my brother, I didn't have that mentality of like that thought that he had of points and the whole. I didn't have like that's a different beast. Fuck, that's a different beast. You know what I mean? Like Mick has that. Kelly, my brother, like that world title shit. Joel. Me, I was just more confused. Just event by event, just trying to get heat by heat. Like those guys are like fucking on a fucking mission of world domination.
yeah, because I remember too when you kind of got off the tour, me and you started traveling and doing
Yeah,
stuff, and then
yeah. I wasn't happy. I wasn't. I wasn't. I realized like, fuck, I love surfing, but the competitive part of it, it's cool, but that feeling that it brings out of you, like that brought me back to my childhood with my brother, like that's a that's a that's a feeling I didn't like, because it was like very violent, you know what I mean? Like with me and my brother, like competing. It wasn't just like, oh, ha 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 ha. It was violent, you know what I mean? Like, and that's fucking feelings that fucked me up inside, you know what I mean? Like, and it kind of messed with me like my whole life, to tell you the truth. And just the way we would treat each other after I would beat him or he'd beat me, you know what I mean? It was just like we weren't the best, we weren't the best friends, you know what I mean? Like we were straight up at each other, you know? And so that feeling I always had, I didn't like it because it just didn't feel natural. And because you know, when it comes down to it, like when you're in a heat, like it's like all or nothing. That's how I was raised. Like fuck that person, you know what I mean? Like I'm fucking gonna kill that guy, you know what I mean? Like, and that's a savage way of thought. And like you can't be half-ass of that, you know, if you want to win. And I don't know. My brother, I guess, learned how to harness it, but he did, but didn't, you know. And I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. I've been thinking about like a lot of that kind of stuff these days, and just growing up, just been doing a lot of thinking about the mind and why, how it's just life. And yeah, it I don't even know where that story started at, but OP Boat Challenge.